So it has been over 90 days since I have washed this hair, and I know what you're thinking, that cannot be ideal. And you're right, it's not. I had surgery on October 20th, and in my recovery and healing, I had to readjust my priorities a little bit, but I'm human. I know that there's folks out there who are human as well. And so it is time to give this hair some much needed love, maintenance, and moisture. So I am going to be showing you how I really take care of and deep condition my hair so that I can go longer in between washing. So the products that I'm going to be using today, I'm going to start with my regular washing routine, which is my Jon Renau Argan Smooth shampoo, my Jon Renau Argan Smooth conditioner. I use that every single time I wash my hair. And again, because it's been so long, which I do not recommend, I am going to be following that up with the Jon Renau Pure Repair balm and really give my hair a deep conditioning treatment. This is also when I would typically use the Jon Renau purple shampoo, and even though I had 3 months to stock up, I am all out. So we're just gonna roll with the color that it is now and go ahead and give this hair some moisture and a good restyling. And not only am I going to take care of this hair here, I am also going to be giving all of my human hair wigs a spa day today. So I'm gonna style them all differently, and then I will show you kind of how things turn out. When I'm washing my human hair wigs, I like to give them a shower and not a bath. This shampoo is very concentrated. You'll see as I squeeze it out, it is very thick. And so as I am applying it to the human hair fibers, some of it stays on my hand and actually lasts a lot. So I like to go kind of pass by pass through various sections. And then I take a second pump, which I will use on essentially the cap of the wig where it gets the grossest, it gets the most oil, it gets the most makeup, and that's the section that I'm really going to focus on. I am being very gentle. I know it doesn't look like it in this video because this is at 2x speed, but you do want to be very, very gentle through this process as you're doing the lathering, even through the nape and the cap. I'm going in just really gentle circles, or when I have to do kind of a lathering, I am trying to be very, very soft because you don't want to disrupt those knots. Otherwise you'll have hair fall out of your wig and it's not going to grow back. So being very, very gentle and going in a circular motion, using a little bit of water to just kind of help spread that product around and remove any debris or styling products that might be in this hair, which there's a lot because it's been a while. Again, as I'm washing, you'll notice that I keep my hand in this top section, and that's because that is where the part is. I do like to keep the part consistent. I'm not going to wring this out. I am just going to squeeze out any of the excess water, and then I am going to put it on a microfiber towel. I do like to use a microfiber towel because I feel like it is much more gentle than a regular towel on these wigs before I apply my conditioner, and I'm going to do the same trick. This stuff is also very concentrated and it's very thick, and I'm going to really just focus on the mid-length and the ends. I'm not going to get this into the cap because I don't want to loosen up those knots. Typically, if I'm doing my hair and I'm not going to do a deep conditioning, I would let my conditioner sit a bit longer, but I am going to be following this up with a deep conditioner. So I am just really kind of applying that conditioner and then rinsing everything out really well, making sure that I get all of that conditioner out and also making sure that none of it is left on the fibers or the cap. Again, this is at 2x speed, so it did sit there for a little bit. So then I'm going to get that microfiber towel back, and I am going to remove any of the excess moisture as well before we go in for our deep conditioning treatment. So I'm just going to kind of press down, and in this case, because I really want any excess moisture, I'm going to flip it and make sure I am applying pressure to both sides. Then I'm going to go in with my rescue balm. This stuff is amazing. It brings my human hair wigs back to life, and you'll see this stuff also super concentrated. So I put about a quarter size amount on my hand, and I am only applying it, you'll see, to the bottom section. I don't want to get this anywhere close to the knots. This is really just to bring some moisture and life back to the ends of the hair. And then I'm going to get my favorite hair product, which is a Ziploc bag. I'm going to kind of keep this as flat as possible. Again, trying to keep that balm away from the knots of this wig, keeping it pretty flat, and we are going to move on to the next step, which is applying heat. I'm going to use a blow dryer on a medium heat setting, and I'm going to apply heat for about a minute. I do like to then follow that up with a towel or a blanket just to try to retain some of the heat and let it sit for 15 minutes. I want to style this wig right away, so I'm going to apply some heat treat, and then I'm going to actually blow dry the cap using this funky little wig stand blow dryer. Don't judge. The rest of my wigs I'm going to allow to air dry. You'll see this is the one that's a little bit lighter, is the one that I blow dried the cap using that wig stand. The rest are all going to air dry overnight so that the cap is completely dry before we put it on a wig stand on a blockhead, because we don't want to stretch out the cap. After they've had a chance to air dry, I go ahead and style them. So I styled each of these differently using rollers, curling iron, straightener, braiding, you name it. And I will show you all of these finished looks here at the end. Okay, so the last thing I need to do is put the finishing touches on each of these styles. Anytime I style a wig, I like to go in with my Argan Smooth oil, and I put 3 pumps of this on my hand, and I use that because you need to kind of break up these curls. Even if I'm doing a straight style, it helps to tame my flyaways, and it also helps to, you know, kind of allow me to finger comb my styles and put things in the right place. I noticed that I've got a little bit of a crimp in this curl, so I'm going to bust out my curling iron. Don't worry, this curling iron is actually off. It's unplugged right now. So it's still warm from when I had it on, but you can see I can touch it with my hands. So it's definitely not going to be too hot for this hair. I do have a wig grip band on, so I can style my hair right on top of my head. Super duper easy. That wig is not going anywhere. And I'm just going to apply some of this gentle heat and just try to smooth out that kink, and bingo. This was my favorite style. This is my favorite way to do my hair if I need something for more of a formal event. Don't forget to put that oil all over the strands in the back as well, because it does kind of tame flyaways, and in the case of human hair wigs, you also want to kind of keep those return hairs down. So this is what these curls look like from the back, and this is what it looks like from the front. All right, so the next style is a straight style, and I did this with a hot air wand, a blow dryer wand. I did a little flip here at the ends. You can see what it looks like from the back. It gives it a little bit of volume and movement without having it be, you know, a big voluminous curly hair. I also use foam rollers for the face framing pieces, and this is what it looks like from the front. This wig, Angie from Jon Renau, is actually permed, so it's a great wig. I love to leave this one just to air dry, just to kind of show how different a wig can look like when it air dries, because you do get to get some of the natural texture. It's not going to be curly, but it does give you a very natural lived-in style. This is what it looks like from the back. And I still use the oil for this as well. I like to protect the hair. I like that shine, but I also like that finished look. The next style was the 2 French braids. I love the way that my daughter's hair looks when I take French braids out after 24 hours. It looks pretty uneven here, but I will say that this is the wig that I'm wearing every single day right now. That top really has cooled off, and it's just got kind of a nice crimpy, you know, texture to it, and I love it. This hat hair was the 3 braids. I love the heatless wave look of this one. It looks natural. It gives some texture, but without being very glam. But speaking of glam, this one I styled with the jumbo rollers. This is a heatless curls look, so it's not going to be as consistent as the curling iron, but it gives big, beautiful curls. And because they're heatless curls, they really do seem to last longer, so I can go much longer in between washes. This is what it looks like from the back. You can see it's a little bit less consistent than the curling iron, but still gives a really beautiful look without adding any heat. This last style I actually did with a hair straightener that had a beveled edge, so I was able to straighten the top, get it nice and sleek, and then use the beveled edge to create that additional kind of curl and texture there at the bottom. This is a great everyday style. I also used foam rollers to create those face framing pieces, and trust me, they do calm down. So that's how I wash and care for my wigs. If you want to see a styling video, leave me a note in the comments on which one you want to see first.